What is your job currently?
I'm a qualified nurse and I'm a clinical educator. So I support staff and teach staff that are on the front line. And I also have my own business as a colour therapist.
Wonderful. Amazing. Okay, fantastic. So tell me, darling, if you had a very successful experience in this session, what would you like to work on? What is your intention? What is your goal? What would you like to achieve today?
I would like to be able to open myself up to new opportunities. I love what I do, but maybe doing it differently, doing it in a different environment. I would also like to build up my business and have more to give there, and maybe marry the two together, but maybe be more of an entrepreneur than under a company.
Okay, so you would like to marry the nursing and the color therapy, is that right?
Yes, yes.
That's interesting. Okay, so if you could describe to me, like go into the future, and you could describe to me the ideal situation, how would it look like? Are you able to describe it?
Yes, I am. So I work in mental health. So my ideal situation would be using colour as a kind of therapy as well, some counselling as well, and really just using colour as a way of enabling people to open up, very non-threatening. You can go into atmospheres, it can really change you, it can really help. I'm really having my own business. So being able to go out there and just to kind of really help people in different ways.
Wonderful. Okay, so when you say it's that you want to work in mental health, what specifically do you mean? Who do you want to help?
Well, I work in mental health at the moment, so I'm a qualified mental health nurse. So I've worked in GP surgeries and I've worked on the front line, on wards and things like that. And one of the reasons that I got into the therapies in the first place, that I realised there's so much more out there than the system. And what I really love about when I was on the front line is when people are out of the system, and there's so much more that you can do to help people not get stuck.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay, so tell us now what fears are stopping you from getting to where you want to get.
I feel that maybe I've become a bit complacent, that maybe I've become a bit used to where I'm working, a bit used to having that money, that I've allowed myself to stay in a situation that I'm not entirely happy about, and I've caught myself even complaining about the way things are going. And I fear leaving.
Yes.
And not being able to go out, not being able to support myself, not having the money to establish my business, establish my practice in colour therapy and things, not being able to pay the bills. I fear going away from that, even though it's not ideal and there's a lot going on, it's not even certain. I fear stepping away into the unknown a bit. I've become a bit too, yeah.
And how big is that, just out of interest, how big is the fear that if you step away from NHS, you won't have enough money to support yourself? How big is that fear? Out of 10, 10 is big, 1 is small.
7.
Okay, so it's not huge, but it's, it's anything that is below 5, it's okay. We can deal with it. But anything be above 6, like 7, 8, 9, 10 would normally stop us from progressing with confidence. So therefore it's useful to shift it.
Definitely. Maybe I feel that maybe it's more because I feel overwhelmed, so I find it even hard to look.
Okay. And tell me, do you know, Audrey, do you know anybody at all who is making money just purely from colour therapy, and they have plenty of money to pay the mortgage, everything they need? Do you know anybody?
I know one person, And that was the reason why I wanted to marry the two together, so I could still go out and teach, so I could do different bits to bring in the money. So I suppose it's about stepping away from a certain income.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you know someone who is making money just from color therapy or through doing different things?
I know one person that's making money just from colour therapy, the rest of them from doing different things, working for
Including
themselves.
the color therapy. But
Include,
you said that you want to combine more than one thing, yes?
yeah, yes.
Okay, cool, cool. Okay, so tell me, if you were to combine, I just want to ask you now to be a little bit intuitive about it, because, you know, sometimes when we are afraid, it's quite rightly so, because actually the subconscious mind is saying, well, this is crazy. If you leave now and you start doing color therapy, you will not have enough money to pay for this and this and that. You will basically, you put yourself in danger, right? So often fear is quite sensible, and in many cases is there to protect us. So unless you have a very clear plan or clear wish for how you're going to make money, then the subconscious mind is not going to be too excited about taking the next step. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes?
Yes.
So I want you to, for a moment, use this intuitive insight that I often use with my clients. And what I want you to do is to go into the, I don't know, 2 years from now. And I don't want you to look into it from the point of view what you want, but what's going to be there already. So go into the future and have a look 2 years from now and imagine that you're extremely successful helping people, extremely successful. And tell me, are you still a nurse or you're not a nurse? Just say yes or no.
No.
Okay, what are you doing? How are you making your money?
I'm teaching and training. I'm doing a variety of different things.
And what are you teaching?
I'm teaching within mental health, within counselling, as well as doing the colour therapy.
Lovely. What is the percentage color therapy is?
50%.
Okay, and the rest is teaching and counseling, right?
Yes.
How much money are you making? In 2 years from now, just have a look.
I'm seeing 40.
Mm-hmm.
So 40.
A week, a day, a month?
No, a year.
Is that enough? Is that enough for you?
No, I'd love more.
Okay, great. To go a little bit further, maybe go 3 or 4 years from now and see what you've done differently to make sure that you're making more money. What are you doing?
I see myself being a lot more confident and grounded, and
Right.
bringing out new packages and new teaching things, and actually more established in the colour business.
Okay, so few years from now, what's the percentage of doing the color?
70-30.
Great, fantastic. So let's come back to now. So we know where you're going, right? I just wanted to make sure to get from your soul where it wants to go. Do you understand why I've done that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so now we have the fear that if you already now start stepping away from the very safe job, you will not have enough money to take care of all your needs, right?
That's right.
Okay, I need 7 out of 10. Now tell me, if you were to leave soonish, not necessarily tomorrow, but this year somehow, what's the worst thing that would happen if you're unable to support yourself?
I'd lose my flat.
Okay, and then what would happen?
I'd have to go and find friends. I'd be homeless.
Okay, and what would be the worst thing about being homeless?
I'd have no sanctuary, kind of nowhere to settle.
Yeah, so you'll be unsettled. And what is the worst thing that will happen if you let go of your nursing and go into the madness of letting it all go and becoming a homeless color therapist? What's the worst thing that could happen?
I'd feel a complete failure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then
I feel stupid and humiliated, and I might be in debt.
Right, and then what will happen?
Well, I might get bankrupt.
Right. So is bankruptcy and failure the worst thing, or is there something even worse?
Yeah, being a complete failure and doing something really stupid, being homeless. Yeah,
Okay, so homelessness,
having nothing, being destitute.
destitute. Okay, great. So I think this is the biggest and worst possible fear. Okay, so let's put it on the side, that fear, and now we need to go to the other side. So in the moment when we do the expansion game and we play it, you need to know both sides. So the other side is, so instead of leaving this job immediately and getting yourself into debt and then not being able to pay, pay for your flat and becoming homeless. I actually like the sound of it. The homeless color therapist. Very good brand. you know so instead of that, what would you love to see happening from now on? Just describe to me, ideally.
Ideally,
Really?
I'd like, yeah, ideally that I have a new opportunity. I find another position where I feel a little more aligned to the values, that I still have the time and resources to establish my business, that I'm colour therapy, that I'm somewhere where I'm more able to be open about what I do and some of my beliefs, and that I feel more open, somewhere where I feel more settled and I maybe fit in a little bit more, somewhere where I feel where I go in and I make a real effort. I don't have to make a real effort to remain positive, that I go in being positive and get that back. Somewhere where I can still be of value and be of service.
Combining all your skills, right?
Combining all my skills, yes.
And instead of hiding it, being proud of it and people really appreciating it. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
Okay, so darling, tell me, what would happen if you find this position somewhere where you can start using everything as you've described, nursing, counseling, color therapy, and it goes really, 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 really well? What do you think may happen?
It would just be a joy. I'd feel so happy, I'd feel joyful and so lucky and blessed. Not that I don't feel blessed, but it just be amazing.
Okay, and what do you think?
I'll be able to give, and I'll be able to, like, I've had people give to me with things, and I feel like they hate, yeah.
And what do you think this may lead to? So I want you to now think big. So you're combining all those things together, making a big difference to people. What do you think this may lead to for you and for others?
For me,
and for others.
And for others, having a well-established business that makes money, that is of value to others, that is of service to others, that gives value for what I do.
Yes.
And what I know and who I am. That I'm able to give back, that I feel fulfilled.
Okay, now tell me, if you were to be able to find a place where you can combine all those skills, nursing, color therapy, and counseling, I assume it's going to be working extremely well, right? Yeah. What do you think this may lead to? I'm not just asking for you, but generally speaking, what do you think may happen in the place where you're working and for these people? I want you to again think big.
Yeah, we become really well established, become really well known. We're able to help people, become well known, maybe countrywide or even maybe worldwide, who knows? And
what do you think that may lead to for people who use this method, let's call it methodology?
What I hope it will lead to for people is that they're able to feel settled and believe in who they are, and that it offers another way of recognizing that we're all beautiful, that we're all of value, that some people find it more difficult to articulate things, but there are other ways that can help them to do that it brings a sense of peace, and I just kind of recognize the love that they are. So their lives are happier, their lives are more fulfilled, they feel more confident.
Fantastic. Okay. And if you manage to combine all those things very successfully, okay, what do you think, and I'm just going to jump a little bit now, what do you think may happen in the world when people see that nursing, color therapy, and counseling combined together works so well? What do you think may happen?
Maybe it will help to show other people that we can do many different things, and maybe they'll go off and do what they love as well.
And what do you think will
combine
happen?
their skills? And I feel that the more people that you go out there and do what they love, and the happier they are, the more it changes the energy out there and has a knock-on effect.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Often people say, should I be an accountant or should I be a musician, right? And but you could actually be both in a sense if you love it and it gives you pleasure, right? Singing and content. And in fact, when people combine the gifts and talents together, I see that they are extremely successful because it makes them unique. Yeah, there are probably hundreds of color therapists, but maybe there's not so many who combine counseling and nursing together, right?
Right.
Okay, so now, are you ready to play the game? Actually, this is, so far it was fact findings, right? I just found all the facts. Now I'm going to play the game with you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
But remember, because we've never done this before, this is a game. Don't take it seriously. Be playful and just be extremely lighthearted about it. This is a game. So take a deep breath in. Breathe out. And now everybody on this call, what I would love you to do, I would love you to send to our volunteer enormous amount of love. And I would like you to imagine that she's already shifted, that she's already successfully created her business, that she's helping a lot of people. And she's basically starting a new methodology for helping people in those cases. So just you send love to her. You hold your intention, because now we are also talking here about the power of the group, right? And now I would like you to repeat after me. I allow myself.
I allow myself.
To stay where I am for the next 10 years.
To stay where I am for the next 10 years.
And hold on to my safe job.
And hold on to my safe job.
And be more and more disappointed.
And be more and more disappointed.
Disheartened.
Disheartened.
And start having mental difficulties myself.
I start having mental difficulties myself.
So I have to go and see a therapist.
I have to go and see a therapist.
And I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Don't be crazy. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. I also allow myself.
I also allow myself.
To very quietly and very gently.
To very quietly and very gently.
And very intentionally find a better job.
And very intentionally find a better job.
Where it's still stable.
Where it's still stable.
But I am able to combine everything I love.
And I am able to combine everything I love.
My color therapy and counseling.
My color therapy and counseling.
And my nursing.
And my nursing.
And for people to absolutely be delighted with the methodology that I have.
And for people to be absolutely delighted with the methodology I have.
And for me to be extremely successful.
And for me to be extremely successful.
And make the business or the company I work for really delighted and well known.
And make the company I work for really delighted and well known.
And for me to become an expert.
And for me to become an expert.
And teach others.
And teach others.
How to do the same.
How to do the same.
And develop a new way of doing things.
And develop a new way of doing things.
Where people can combine the greatest talents in what they're doing.
Where people can combine the greatest talents in what they're doing.
And be even more effective.
And be even more effective.
And I'm very much looking forward to it.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
Take a deep breath in. But I also allow myself to leave my job immediately.
I also allow myself to leave my job immediately.
And have no money to pay for what I need.
and have no money to pay for what I need.
And lose my flat.
And lose my flat.
And live with my friends.
And live with my friends.
Drive them crazy.
Drive them crazy.
But do some color therapy on them.
Do colour therapy on them.
To calm down.
Calm down.
And for me to become homeless.
And for me to become homeless.
And experience this and actually enjoy it.
And experience this and really enjoy it.
And actually use this experience to help other people.
And use the experience to help other people.
And I'm looking forward to doing this.
And I'm looking forward to doing this.
Take a deep breath in. Let go. So as you see, we're actually going to complete mad places here. But we're stretching your mind, and in a moment you'll see why I'm doing this. Okay, and last thing I want you to do is this. Say this: I also allow myself to listen to my intuition.
I also allow myself to listen to my intuition.
Follow my values.
Follow my own values.
And find a job where I can combine all the things I love.
And find a job where I can combine all the things I love.
And be confident about this.
And be confident about this.
And practice it. Be very successful at helping people.
And practice it. Be very successful at helping people.
Become an expert.
Become an expert.
And then teach and create my own products.
And then teach and create my own products.
Travel around the world with my amazing methodology.
Travel around the world with my amazing methodology.
And have my own successful business.
And have my own successful business.
And make a huge difference on this planet.
And make a huge difference on this planet.
Helping people to feel unique and special.
Helping people to feel unique and special.
And peaceful.
And peaceful.
And beautiful.
And beautiful.
And I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Once again, deep breath in, breathe out. And tell me, how are you feeling now and what happened to the fear?
It's definitely lessened and it seems quite funny. I had a picture of myself like in a cardboard box. It seemed, oh, yeah.
Okay. So
by colours, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the fear now of actually leaving your job, how big is it?
About 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. And so I like it to go down a bit more. And plus, what I actually always say to people, you know, you need to create a methodology or maybe strategy that you can get where you need to get very wisely and safely, right? So there's no point actually leaving your job, but the most important thing to do is to do it in a way that it makes sense, but it's safe, right? So what is the safest way to find a new job? How could you do it quickly, by the way?
I could make it known to other people where they work that I'm looking for a new position.
Yeah.
I could look at NHS. I could look outside the NHS. I can start.
Which one would feel better? Which one would feel better? Tell me, the NHS or outside? Which one?
My outside. It feels strange saying that. I've been, yeah.
Outside, right?
Yeah, so I can start looking and seeing what's around.
Okay, cool, fantastic. So, so you need to do a research, you need to speak to people, and you need to find out what other people in your position are doing as well. So you need to go and research, and as soon as you start researching, the universe will give you some other possibilities and people and opportunities. Would you agree with me?
Yes, I do.
And so you please don't leave the job
Too late. No.
Before you find something which is really aligned with your values, and it's the next step, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're saying it's outside. Okay, let's just do this. I allow myself to wisely leave my job when I'm ready.
I allow myself to wisely leave my job when I'm ready.
And find something amazing within NHS.
And find something amazing within the NHS.
which they actually need.
Which I actually need.
They need, right? To have,
They need.
yeah. And I allow myself to help the NHS to open their minds.
And allow myself to help in the NHS to open their minds.
And create something that they will be able to accept.
And create something that they'll be able to accept.
Successfully.
Successfully.
And I'm looking forward to doing it extremely peacefully and in the right timing.
And I'm looking forward to doing it extremely peacefully and in the right timing.
And intuitively.
And intuitively.
But I also allow myself to find something outside NHS.
I also allow myself to find something outside the NHS.
Which will be delighted that I am a nurse.
Which will be delighted that I'm a nurse.
And where I can hugely help people.
And where I can hugely help people.
And make a lot more money.
And make a lot more money.
And make a bigger difference.
And make a bigger difference.
And find it very quickly.
And find it very quickly.
And I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm looking forward to it.
I also allow myself, see, I'm intuitively feeling something here, so I'm just going to say this. I allow myself to feel I'm actually not good enough to do this.
I allow myself to feel that I'm actually not good enough to do.
Yeah, and keep on procrastinating.
Not good enough to do this and keep on procrastinating.
And judging NHS.
And driving NHS.
Judging.
Judging NHS.
Hiding behind NHS instead of dealing with my self-esteem.
Hiding behind the NHS instead of dealing with my self-esteem.
So I allow myself to get to a place of great confidence.
I allow myself to get to a place of great confidence.
And make a huge difference wherever I go.
And make a huge difference wherever I go.
Help many people.
Help many people.
So the NHS will hunt me down to come back to them.
So the NHS will hunt me down to come back to them.
So I can teach the nurses how to use colour therapy to help the mental patients.
So I can teach nurses how to use colour therapy to help the mental health patients.
And I'm looking forward to being a great teacher.
And I'm looking forward to being a great teacher.
And working in places which feed my soul.
And working in places which feed my soul.
Confidently and powerfully.
Confidently and powerfully.
And only leave when I am ready.
And only leave when I am ready.
And keep on building my business wisely and successfully.
And keep on building my business wisely and successfully.
One person at a time.
One person at a time.
And I'm looking forward to making a big difference.
And I'm looking forward to making a big difference.
Even within the NHS.
Even within the NHS.
To help people to feel happier and prevent illnesses.
To help people to feel happier and to prevent illnesses.
And I'm very much looking forward to it.
And I'm very much looking forward to it.
Take a deep breath in. Okay. So one last sentence. Say, I allow myself to be extremely wise about my next move.
I allow myself to be extremely wise about my next move.
Follow my intuition.
Follow my intuition.
Speak to people.
Speak to people.
Make contacts.
Make contacts.
Practice my colour therapy on people.
Practice my colour therapy on people.
Have great testimonials.
Have great testimonials.
And find a place which will suit my soul.
And find a place which will fuel my soul.
And I'm very much looking forward to it.
And I'm very much looking forward to it.
Okay, so now measure the fear of leaving your job, but also add now at the right time. How does it feel?
That feels good.
Mm-hmm. What's the number?
Good. So I've come down to a 3.
That's good. 3 is brilliant because 0 sometimes makes us a bit cocky. But 3, it's sensible. And I found that 3 is almost better than no fear sometimes, if you know what I mean, yes? Okay, so darling, tell me, what have you learned from this exercise, and why do you think your fear dropped for other people? What would you say?
What I learnt from this exercise, that sometimes you can use the external to maybe stop you from thinking about the internal. So I was using the NHS as this big bag thing, and
Mm-hmm.
actually I needed to look within
Yes.
and get the confidence. I
Mm-hmm.
needed to, and I needed to allow myself to try it and to see what happens, and to trust myself, and to trust myself that, you know, if it's ordained, it will happen.
Wonderful.
And
Okay,
do the work. Yeah.
wonderful. And what are you going to do next to make sure that your mission, your aim, your goal is going to be successful? What are you going to do?
I'm going to look at my strategy. I've got somebody who is going to be a coach who's going to help me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start doing research. I'm going to start now looking at other places where I could go and put the feelers out, and start doing all the background work, and not let my procrastination stop me. Just do it one step at a time.
One day at a time, one step at a
One
time.
day.
Great.
Yeah.
So one thing that really helps even more now at this stage is to, you know, in the book I talk about loving intention. And often when we focus on the loving intention of what we want to achieve, the fear drops anyway. So just let's do that now. And everybody who's listening to this will help you. So I want you to close your eyes again. And I want you to go into the future where you are already making a difference, but profoundly. And you're using counseling, maybe nursing, definitely color therapy, and maybe other things. And you are helping those amazing people to be more peaceful, to be happier, to be grounded, to be healthier mentally, emotionally, physically. And the way you're combining your skills, it's incredibly effective. And you're teaching as well, of course. People want to learn from you because they're amazed by your high level of success. Even NHS invites you to speak, right, to the nurses and maybe even doctors, right? And so I want you to visualize it, and I want you to send love to all your future clients, to yourself, and see yourself extremely peaceful, calm, confident, and successful, and feel how it feels to be so successful.
Oh, I'm just smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me, when you send love there, and when you combine this visualization with sending love, what happens to your fear?
It goes.
There we go.
Just go into peace. You feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's why it's important to clear the fear as best as you can, and then go into the loving intention. In some cases, it's possible to bypass the fear, like almost dissolve it, just by going into the intuitive, loving intention. Not always, right? Because this exercise digs in, and it's sort of looks inside, and you know, so I actually quite like it because it looks behind the non-obvious, right? But it's often, I would say always important to finish it off with a very powerful, intuitive, loving meditation. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for agreeing to play the game with me.
Thank you, Gosia. Thank you. It was beautiful. Thank you.